Okay, here we are back inside MatrixGold, and today is a jewelry day. So today we'll be working on a piece of jewelry. We'll be doing it very unorthodox. There's probably many ways. I just found this one to be very quick and easy for me, but I'm sure that there's a lot of other ways you can do it. Just a reminder, the Gemvision Virtual Summit will be happening May 15th through the 19th. It's a 5-day event. I'll post a registration link in the below in the description. So please, if you would like to check it out, please hit that link and you can read all about it in the day's events. Hope to see you there. Hope to get some questions from you guys. Today is unorthodox, like I said. So bear with me. You're probably going to think I'm crazy for doing this, but let's get going on it. So let's grab a ring rail here, and we'll just hit enter. And always grab ring rail. And now I'm going to go to my curves, change to yellow creation layer, of course. And I'm just going to grab a line curve, and I'll take it somewhere maybe around here. And I'm just going to drag it across outside of my ring rail, right? So they're both sides are on the outside of my ring rail. And then I'm going to change the count on that to rebuild. I haven't studied enough on the new rebuild yet, so I'll get back to that at another day. I'll change this one. I think it is to a 7 and a degree 3. 7 points, a degree 3 curve, and then hit OK. And then I'll turn on my points. And I wanted that one in the center. And I'm going to take that one in the center, and I am just going to drag it out somewhere around here. It's about the width that I want it. And then I'm going to take this one and this one here, and I'm going to hold down Shift, grab my little checkerboard there, and drag it in a little bit. Not too much, just a little, something like that. And then I'll click off those points. All right. Then I'll go to my right view. You're probably thinking, what the... what's he doing? Again, there's my top, so I'll go a little bit above my top. I want it fairly close on this one, above my item there, and I'm just going to drag I'm going to drag at a slight angle on this one, and then click there. And then again, I'm just going to go back in and type rebuild. And then I'm going to change this one with 6 points. It doesn't matter. It's just whatever's comfortable for you. And then hit enter. And then I'm going to turn on these points. And I want this one at the top here first. And I'm going to drag it way out, something like this. So I'm going to grab this one and kind of give him a little cry. I took a degree 3 because it's only going to affect a little bit of my points, right? I get a little bit smoother curve, I think. And this one, maybe a little bit more, something like that. And I think I'll grab these 3 and just bring them in just a little slightly. And then I'll click out of that. So that's kind of the side shape that I'm going for. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my ring rail, and I'm going to extrude that out. And then I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to extrude it up, click off of it, click back on it, and drag it right over so it's surrounding my ring rail right there, right? And I'm not going to worry about parametric history on this one. It's too easy to size with the ring resizer, so it's just I don't have to worry about all that. And I'll take that curve and I will extrude this curve out to the side like this, and then click on it and then drag it back in. It's like, what? It's like, what? It's just a real easy way to, because I'm trying to get it 3 different directions here, all crazy, lined up. So to me, this is just a real easy way to do it. So the first thing I'm going to do, excuse me, is select those 2 planes, and then I'm going to split it with my ring rail extrusion there and hit enter. And then I'm going to take my ring rail extrusion and then split it with all this other stuff in here. Just click as much of it you can find, and then hit enter, and hit OK. And then we'll just start hopefully I grabbed everything. We'll find out here in a second. It looks like it. Get rid of that. And I want this gone, and this gone, and this gone, and that gone. And this little piece right here, and that little piece right there. I just want that. You're right. Like, what? Eh, Anyway, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and take all that, and I'm going to join it together, and I'm going to change it to green there. And I'm going to take all my yellow and turn it to gray, and then hide it. So this is just all I want, really. And I'm not going to have that for very long. So now I'm going to take that, and I'm going to go all the way down here to the end from object and dupe edge, and I'm going to take this edge, this edge, this edge, this edge, this edge down here, so I have it all the way around. And then I'm going to hit enter, and right away I'm just going to join that together, and then I'm going to turn that to gray and get rid of it, because I just wanted that right there is all I really wanted. And I'm going to turn off my ring rail, and we're going to take that, we're going to mirror it to our other side, F4, and hold down shift, and now we have one for both sides. So there's the side of our ring. Yeah, cool. And we'll grab a little line curve, and we'll just with our O snaps on, and I might sure my quads on. I have a lot of them on, and we'll click well from that mid quad over to there, and then we'll just do a surface 2, 1, 2, 3, and hit enter. Yep, here we go again. 1, user error, 2, 3. There we go, and enter. Okay, so there's going to be the shape of our ring for the most part, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this one, and believe it or not, let's type in rebuild again. And degree 3, probably not so. It's not too bad. Let's take it up 7. Let's go 8. Yeah, 8 looks good, and we'll hit OK. And then I'm going to turn on those points. All right, and I really just wanted that point right here in the center. I think the rest of them's no big deal, but that one's kind of important to me because I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to drag it in a little bit more. So it thins that top out a little bit, right? But it keeps me nice and keeps my shape here. And I could probably bring that in a little. Let's see. Let's go to our side. Yeah, it's not too bad. We'll just take that. And maybe a little more, perhaps. Something like that. Yeah, we'll just take that. And then I'll click off my points. And I'm crazy, I know. So we have this. Now let's just go ahead and grab this ring rail here. And we'll go ahead and go to our tools and go to profile placer, and we'll just do that frontal thing, the new one. That one's pretty cool. And we'll put that there, and we'll change that profile to something a little like this here, because we're going to be putting some gemstones in there. And then we need to do a little manipulation here on this. We'll go ahead and take it down to 2.3 maybe, and we'll just go ahead and drag that up to 2.3, not my standard 2.5 this time. Okay, and we have that, and I'm just going to go down here to the bottom, hold down shift so I get right there in that mid, locks it in, and then just click on that, and we'll just keep that one the same for right now. Maybe make it a little bit wider. Just a little. We can always adjust this later. So we'll just go ahead and take that. And now let's do a surface 1 this time with that curve right there. And our first profile, our second profile, hit enter. And we'll just go ahead and close that off and see what it looks like. All right. Yeah, we'll probably have to do a little more manipulation here, it looks like, maybe. We'll go ahead and take that though, just so we can keep track of everything and how it's going to look. We'll go ahead and we will mirror this F4 over to the other side. So it's like that. Okay. Right in there. This up here looks okay. I can work with that, no problem. This right here goes down kind of far. So let's go ahead and click on this one. And let's go to our edit. And let's just kind of maybe, we don't need it, that shank that wide. Let's just kind of drag that over and hit enter, and then everything will update, and it'll shorten up that gap right there and kind of get it closer to our midsection, right? And that's kind of what we want. So that's the kind of shape of the ring that we're going for. And now I'm just going to click this one and get rid of it. A lot to get rid of. And we're going to take all our yellow and get rid of it because we just wanted our shape of our item there, right? Okay, so we have this. Now let's go to our curves. Let's go to extract, and I am going to extract an ISO curve from this over here, but I don't want it right there at the bottom. And there's a reason. Sometimes you have to make some adjustments, and I just want that extra in case I have to. So I'm going to take it up a little bit, not too far, about right here. So I have a little space I can make adjustments if I have to, which I don't think I will, but you never know, right? So there we are, we have that, and I'll just go ahead and take that. And then I'm going to take that curve and I will mirror it from F4. Oh, let's grab that again, sorry. Grab that curve, click on mirror, F4, and I'll just swing it over to the other side so it snaps to my other side there, right? So now I know that they're both there. Okay. We have this. I bet you thought I was crazy when I was laying this out. Let's go ahead and let's see. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get it where I can work with it. I'm going to go to the arc direction, and I'm just going to grab me an arc direction, and I'm going to, with my quads on still and my mids, kind of find out where right there, and then over to this side here, kind of find that. There we are. And this is the hard part here. I want to extrude this out, and I'm just going to click so that it's straight out, right? So, and that's way too much, right? That's entirely too big of a dome for what we're looking for. So I'm trying to get it set up so I can work with it here. We'll go in here, we'll turn on our options here. We'll go ahead and take those, and right now it's set to C-plane, so we want to switch that. We want to grab our little circle there, and we want to go to object. So now I have it with the object, so it's much easier, right? And I'm just going to, with those three still selected, the 3 points, I'm just going to drag that down somewhere where I think it's going to be a decent inside my item there, right? And maybe a little bit more. And now I'm going to click off that, and then I'm going to click this outside point, and then this outside point, and with it set still to my object, I'm going to hold down shift, go to my checkerboard, and then I'm going to drag those in to give me a little bit better looking curve going through there. So something like that, right? So now that curve's a little bit better shape in my opinion, but you can do whatever you want, I guess. Now we're set up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to surface. We're not going to use the parametric because we can't get a point, right? We want a point. So we're going to go to the old MG, and we're going, or matrix, and we're going to select the two rails, right? We're going to select here, first rail, over here, our second rail, and with our intersection snap turned on, we're going to click point, and we're going to click at that intersection right here. And then we're going to click our profile right here, and then back to point, and then this intersection right up here. And we get something like that for some reason. Oh, it's going around the wrong direction. So let's go back. Let's cancel that. And maybe we should just go ahead and do a split. Maybe it'd be easier. We won't keep it in the same direction. So we'll take this curve, we'll split with this one and hit enter. Most of the time that works. And then we'll take this curve and split it with this one and hit enter. So we can get rid of that. Get rid of that. That we cannot yet. That we can. We need to do this one more time. Let's see. Right here is okay. Right there. That's we can get rid of. So we need to take this curve and split with this one and hit enter. Select cutting objects. Oh, let's back out of that. Select that curve. Split with this one. Enter. There we go. Okay, so there's we're set up. We should be set up. So let's try it again. Go to our 2, 1, 2, point here, this one, and point there. There we go. And we'll just hit OK. That's what we want. We want that piece right there. Okay, so let's turn back on our green here. So now we have that little bumped out piece, which is what we want. Yes. Just got a message that says life is interesting, and yes, it is. Okay, so I have that little gap there, which is fine. It's not going to really affect anything. So I'm going to take this and turn it to a little bit friendlier color. And okay, I got you. Sorry, phone's going crazy here. We got this here, and now we're going to take that surface and we are going to offset that surface in that direction. 0.7 should be okay, and we'll just go ahead and hit enter and we'll check it out. Okay, so we're going in there pretty good, it looks like. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it looks like we're okay. It's going in there okay. And that side looks like it's going in there okay. So let's check our inside here just to make sure. Yeah, we should be okay. All right, so we have our little surface there. Right away, what I'm going to do is take that, just in case we need it at a later date, we have to do something. I'm going to swing it over to the other side here and just keep a copy of it. But really, this is the only one I want. And really, this this quarter of the rail is really the only one I want. So we have this. And now we need to start getting our item all together. So there's our ring. I would go ahead and save here because there's a lot of cool stuff you could do with just the shape. So I would go ahead and tap that into your job bag there. So let's go ahead and keep going. Okay, so we have this, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go to solids, and we'll go ahead and extract. We'll extract this surface here and then hit enter. Okay, so now we have this surface isolated, and what can we do with the surface being isolated? We can go to gems and do some pave, hopefully. And there we go. So there's our stones out there, and it looks like my stones are going a little too in there. So what we're going to go down to distance from border, and we're going to bump that up just a little to thin those stones out. And really, this is okay because we can do a lot of other things with this, and that looks like a good layout for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and accept that, and there we go. There's most of my gemstones out there. Right now, what we're going to do is go to Gem Placer. And then it says select our surface, and we'll select our surface and then hit enter, and right away it gives me a stone, and that is a 1 millimeter stone. It looks a little too big maybe for what that area. 0.9 may be a little bit easier. Yeah, we'll do a 0.9. We'll try it. And then here I could probably bump up a little bit, so I'll go bump it up 0.1. Yeah, that looks maybe 1.1. Yeah, that looks better. And then I'll go down here and I'll turn on my Y direction, so I can just do one side, and it line up with both of them. And I'm just going to try and get it where the kind of goes into my stone a little bit, other stones, but I have space over here too. And then I'm just going to work my way down, kind of laying out the other stones, filling in the gaps, and something like that's one way I think we can go a little larger here. 1.1. Oh, placement. No, we want 0 on placement. We have to go back up. 1.4. 1.4 is a little big, but I think we can get a 1.3 in there. Something like that. 1.3 there. No. 1.2, maybe 1.1. Yeah. And here, let's see. I don't know if I can get a small little thing in there. Yeah, I don't know if I want a small little thing in there. I could probably just put a prong. Just kind of lay out the stones where you think they're okay. We'll just drop one in there. And changing size as you think is necessary. That's too much. Maybe a little smaller. Something like this. And then go down and turn off my Y now because I only want the one stone. Let's see if I can get a 1 in there. Oh, wrong one again. Negative. I want this and I want up. Yeah, something like this perhaps. Can I go bigger? Bigger's always better, right? And we'll just drop that one in there. Okay. I don't think I get anything in there. Plus we can put some prong work in there. But there's kind of our layout, and we'll go ahead and hit enter. All right, and then I'll just take all those gemstones and I will group them together. So all the gemstones are grouped together. Now we can go to settings and we can go to Pave prongs and see what it does here for us. Select our surface. Bingo there, and wow, pretty good. Get rid of some of those, but that's not bad at all. Okay, and I'm going to go over here. My overlap, I want my prongs just maybe a little bit bigger, so I'm just going to bump it up to 3. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'll go ahead and accept that. And then I'm going to hide my green just so I can work on this surface here for a few seconds. Well, I probably should keep an eye on that. First thing I'm going to do is take my prongs, and then of course I'm going to ungroup them. And of course this one we don't need, this one we don't need. This one's kind of like Y. And this one too. Get rid of that one. And any dupes out there, this one here probably don't need. Get rid of those. Get rid of this one here. Get rid of that one there. Get rid of this one here. That one there. Take this one, that one, and we'll come down here and grab this one and this one. All right, so there we go. Oh, yeah, there's one right there. Okay, so which one do I want, if any? This one, this one. I'm just going to delete that. And I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. Any others? These two here look to be, let's get rid of this one and this one. And we'll come over here and do the same, this here. Just checking, make sure it didn't overlap any others that I can't see very well. So, okay, so we'll go ahead and keep that. Now, of course, I have some gappage in the areas, right, where I didn't really particularly care for those prongs. So we're just going to go to prong on surface, right? And it'll ask us to select our surface, but we want to pick our surface because it's going to automatically drop one out there, right? So we want to put it fairly close to where we want it. And I think this will be a good area right here to get going. And I'll click right there. That'll drop me a prong. I do not want it meshed. And I definitely need to take that height down. So we're going to take that height down. And here, Those will probably hold that stone, but it would probably be better if we could get some of that prong on there. So let's go ahead and open that up a little just so we can get a little bit of that prong. So when we push down on it, it should smash over the top of it. And let's come down here and let's drop one right in here. And let's go ahead and drop one right here since we want to close up that gappage there. And let's go ahead and drop one right down in here to close up that image a little bit. And as you can tell, I'm just working on kind of like one side of it. And here I'm going to go ahead and drop one. And this one I'll make a little bit thinner. And I'll drop another one right here, and I'll actually make this one a little thicker and then kind of move it a little bit, something like that. And that looks okay. So we'll just go ahead and hit that. We'll take all these, we will ungroup them. I'll hold down Control, select this one, and then regroup them back together, and then mirror them to F4 with F4, holding down. And then I want to check those again because sometimes placing the stones, it might move them a little. That one quite doesn't look like it's right in there. So let's ungroup those in all together. And let's take this one. And let's go to our solids, I think it is, and our MSR objects. And we're just going to play around with this one for a little, just a bit. Move that kind of in just a little. All right, and let's check out those others that we placed. Let's grab this one here. Let's go ahead and hit enter on that one. Let's grab this one, right click, bring that back. And I want to just, well, I just want to move that over just a smidge. There we go. And then we'll hit enter. And then this one here, maybe move him over a little, so he goes right in there. This one kind of, let's go ahead and click on, let's hit enter, click on this one. Let's see if we can manipulate this one a little bit. I'll right click to get the MSR object mover, and we'll just move that one a little over. And then we'll do the same thing on this one here. I'll hit enter, click on this one, right click, bring back that command, and we'll just move that over a little bit. There we go. Something like that, just to give it a little bit more. There's no, don't need to get rid of it. Let's hit enter. All right, so let's take a look at what we got here. There we go. I mean, right there, it's a nice look by itself, right? So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and accept all this. So let's take all our purple and we will group those all together. And did I group them? Yeah, okay. And let's, all our purple and all our gemstones are all grouped together. Yeah. Okay, and then now we can probably just go ahead and take our gemstones, take our prongs, and we'll mirror those over to the other side and hold down shift. So now we have this. That right there, job bag, it's saved it. You could do a lot with different stones in the center if you wanted to. Okay, so there's another option for you. Now we've got everything pretty much together. Yeah. All right, so let's keep moving forward. I'll bring back my ring rail now. And I'll keep everything else out there. And I'll grab, go to the curves and grab me a line curve, but I will right click on it so I can get from both sides, okay? And then I will snap it to my quad right up here on my ring rail. And then I will go to all viewports and go back to shaded, of course. And then kind of draw it out a little bit, hold down shift, kind of take it out a little bit, something, I don't know, something like this perhaps. And then right away what I'll do is I will go back. This time I'll just left click on it, and then I just want a straight line. And then I'll drag this line down here, and then I'll take that line and I will mirror it over to the other side, F4. Where is it? I don't see it. Okay, hold down F4. Hopefully it's on my other side. And there it is. Okay, so now what I'll do is I will do a blend. Yeah, we'll do this blend. And I will click here and click here, and I will switch directions so it's going up and kind of all directions now, because we'll need to kind of keep an eye on everything. And I'll take this up 2.2 and take this one up 2.2, and that's way too much. So let's take this down to 1. What was it? 6, 1.6. I think 1.5 might be okay. Okay, so I just want that curve going across like that, right? And we can do more manipulation if we need to. So we'll just take that. And at this point, it's better safe than sorry. I'm going to go ahead and give it a full save. And sorry, just don't want anything to go wrong. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two curves and I'll turn them to gray. And now we want this one. So we'll click on that one. We'll go back to our tools and go to profile placer, and you can't use frontal on this one, so we'll go ahead, hold down shift and just snap it to our side there like that. We will go in here and grab a different item, this one here, and hit OK. And then I will go into my profile manipulator editor, and grid snaps are set at 1, so I'll just click there and I'll select that and I will just drag it down 1. Right, so now it's kind of like in the center, and I'll just click. So now it's on the center, right? So I want to go ahead and set it up. I got to be careful. I don't want that going into my prongs there. So I'll thin it down a little bit, something like that. And then I will go ahead and place one on my other side, holding down shift just to make sure. I don't have to, I don't think. And then drag, now you do. Something like that. And because we can manipulate all this. So let's go ahead and see what it's going to look like. We'll do a surface 1. We'll go from this profile, that profile, and that profile, and hit enter. And now we have our little dome there. Okay, and actually that doesn't look too bad. I could probably go back in there and manipulate these a little bit more. I can make it wider if I wanted to. Let's see, let's go to 4.5. Let's come over here, click on this one. Let's go to a 4.5, see what it looks like. Yeah, that looks okay. And what I want to do now is I just want to take it, there's a reason for this part. I'm going to take this one down. It doesn't matter how far. You just want it way past your ring rail, right? So it goes something like that. And then I'm going to hit enter. Excuse me. If I would have left it up here and I would have done a cut to ring rail or pull to ring rail, I wouldn't be able to do a blend edge on it, or it'd make it more difficult, I think. So that's why that's why I left it there like that. So now let's do that. Let's go to cutters, and let's cut to ring rail. And let's take this here and hit enter, and that'll cut to our ring rail, right? And then we'll just hit enter again. Now what I'm going to do is go to my solids, and I don't want that real sharp, right? Really, when you polish it up and all that kind of stuff, it's probably going to round it up anyway, but might as well do a little bit of work here. We'll go ahead and I'll chain edges, and I'll select this and that, and then hit enter. Tolerance of 1 was going to be way too much. Preview, yes. And then hit enter. Of course it's going to blow. And then I'm going to go in, type maybe 0.3, see what that does. Yeah, that looks okay. Yeah, let's take that, hit enter. Before we do anything else, let's check it. Close poly surface. Okay, and let's go ahead over here to this side, and we will repeat that command. And we will take this, oh, sorry, click on it, chain edges, click on this, and then this edge here, hit enter, and it's already set up at 0.3, and we'll hit enter. And hopefully that will be okay. Close polycer, we're good to go. Cool. Now, we have everything really set up, ready to go. So, now this is a little different, to say the least. If I did gems on curve, extract an ISO curve, gems on curve, recess them to table, and tried to do a cutter, my cutters really wouldn't work out too good sometimes. So what I'm going to do is the old school way. I'm just going to go ahead and extract some ISO curves. So first thing I'm going to do is grab one right here, and I'm going to switch that to 90 degree. So it's kind of like right on that line, so I can pick it on the same direction the other side. And then right on that line, which line was it? Okay, the one above it. Okay, this one here, and 180. Ooh, okay, and maybe up just pinch. I should not have done that. Okay, I'm going to back out of that and do it again. Right click, right there, at 90. And I'm going to leave it alone this time. Hit enter. All right, and then I'm going to do right click again, and I'm going to come over to this side, somewhere around maybe here. And I'll just take that, and then I'll take that one, and I will mirror it over to F4. Okay, and then I'm going to take all my blue, all my purple, all my light green, and all my dark green, and just hide it. And I just want this one, this one, this one, and this one, and I'll change those to red, and I will take all my yellow and do some cleanup here and get rid of that. Okay, so we have this. So I'm going to select all that, and we'll do some trimming here, and I'll just trim that off, 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 and that off, and hit enter, and I will join that together, one closed curve. Now I'll bring back my green, and I will take this surface and I will split with that red ISO curve and hit enter, and now we have that surface, right? So what can we do with that surface? We can go to offset surface. So offset surface, and this time we want it going down in, so we're going to flip those, and 0.7 is probably too much. Let's just do a 0.4 and hit enter, and enter again. Okay, so there we go. There's that. So I'm going to take that surface, and I am going to nuke it, and I'm going to take the top surface and change it to gray, and then I'm going to just go ahead and take all that green there and join that together. So hopefully I have a closed poly surface, which I do. So I have this. Now you could put 2 rows of stones out here. You could put 1 row. You could do all kind of design work. You could have just left it and did a some kind of jolly pattern type thing over the top of it. There's tons of stuff you could do, right? We'll just go ahead and keep moving. I'm just going to go ahead and extract an ISO curve, and I'm going to select that and make sure it disappears and hit enter, and then I'm going to take that curve and go to my gems on curve, and we'll just go ahead and drag these around, something like that and something like that, and we will bump them up a little, give them some nice, you could probably change into princess cut or whatever. And maybe it would be better to put 2 rows out there on this particular style here, but we'll stick with this maybe. see how this goes. That was, yeah, let's bump them down. Let's take them somewhere around here. Let's go ahead and hit enter. Oh, my blue's off, so let's bring back all that. I'm going to select that curve since we're in MG, and I can just drag it over here to this side. What? Oh, okay. I need to undo that because I could select this, but I need to go over here to my dynamic commands. Maybe. No? Edit. And now I can move it. There we go. And we'll do something like this here and hit enter. And then we'll go back to those stones and we'll do an edit with those stones now. Somewhere around there. Oh, I gotta give it the surface. There you go. Thanks for reminding me, guys. There we go. And something like that. Yeah, that looks maybe okay. Let's go ahead and take that. Let's see what it looks like with prongs on it. So let's go to our settings, prong placer, height first. Looks okay. We'll have to do some of those end prongs. Let's go to those end prongs. Let's select end and go down here to our nudge. Do a little nudge. There we go. Yeah, okay. And we'll take that. And my purple's turned off, so let's turn that on. And we'll take this, and we will mirror it. F4. And there we go. Now we have one on both sides. Looks pretty good. And if we go to our hide our red, hide our ring rail, there you go. There's a pretty cool ring for you. And then basically it's just joining everything together at this point, so maybe you're not going to want to stick around. Now, sometimes it can give you a fit, joining everything together. You know, what you'll need to do, oh, I need to turn on my other layer there. That would help. Sometimes you can just join everything together really easy. Sometimes, you know, this would be the last piece you want to join together because you can do a lot of manipulation with this if you have to get a plane and cut it halfways and lengthways and just use 1/4 of it. Or, you know, so there's a lot of ways. Let's go ahead and yeah, I think you guys can figure out the splitting and cutting and joining and bullion. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it here. But really, it's just from this point, go ahead and put your cutters on there, however you want them set up. Make sure that nothing's too close together here. There is one other thing I was going to do, actually. Let's go ahead and get rid of those. Put stones on the side there, but I'm sure you can do that as well. But let's go ahead and do it. I'll go ahead and extract an ISO curve and grab that point right there, make sure it disappears and hit enter. And then I will select that curve and go ahead to my gems on curve. And actually I just want to work off this one side over here. So I'm going to drag those over this side and drag these around to this side as well. And then wherever you want to place it, I'll kind of place it around where my stone's at there. And then I'll give it my target surface right here. And that size looks pretty good. Probably make it a little bit smaller just for safety reasons. And then go ahead over here to minimum. We'll go to fixed. And we'll bump it out something like that. And that looks okay, actually. Because we'll need to make sure. And the reason you don't do it now is because you can do your cutter and that'll cover that area up. Good. So let's go ahead and drop them down for placement. Placement, where is it? Girdle, we'll change that to table. And I will go ahead and drop that down just a little bit more. And we'll hit enter. And now I'll select those stones, go to my cutters, go to my channel rail there. And we'll come back to this for a second. We'll change that from round to flat. And what I need to do is I need to make sure this side and this side are both being done at the same time. So otherwise I'll have to do them individually, right? So first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and drag it up and drag this out. Okay, so I want something like that. And I want to change that cutter. I don't like that cutter. So where's my, there it is. And I'll take this one here and hit select and get rid of that. And now that placement's, we want to max out, and then we want to bring this one down so it's something like that. And we want to check our top here, see how that's holding up. And it actually looks like it's holding pretty good. Yeah. Okay, and let's turn on this and see if we were to do that cut now, you would get a cut out of there, but it's not going to cut there. It's going to cut right close to it. So we'll just go ahead, turn this back on, just bring this in just a little, just get rid of that area at the top. We'll bring this and bring it out. Actually, let's go to, at this point, we'll drag this out. And we still got a little cut there, but it's not going to cut that unless this right here. It'll cut in, but so we'll have a little area there that's chopped off, which really, it shouldn't make a big difference. Now I don't have to worry about it at all. So let's make sure that we have enough. Yeah, we do. Maybe. We can always go back, maybe. So let's go ahead and take that, hit enter, and let's give it some depth here. And now's a good time to job bag. So let's go ahead and see what this is going to do. So let's go to Boolean, Boolean difference. This will be our first surface, enter. This will be our second, enter. And we have that. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. All right, I'm going to back out of this because I'm going to take this and I'm going to go ahead and hold down shift and select my gems, and I am going to go ahead and mirror it over to F4. You could do dynamic mirror here, that's no big deal. And I'll just take that group there and my cutter and do it one more time from F4, hold down, and we'll just select all that. So we have everything out here. Now it's just selecting this, going to our Boolean difference, and we'll select this one and hit enter and enter. And this one we can turn to gray, get rid of. Oh, okay. Take this surface, turn that to gray, and there's our cuts. And now we're going to do the same thing here. Take first surface, enter, second surface, enter, enter, and we'll take that one, this one, and our green one there, and turn them to gray. Okay. What? Let's undo that. Let's hide our gray. Okay. So why did this not split? Oh, it did. Okay. There. All right. So we're all set, and the last thing we need to do is go ahead and add prongs on this. So settings, prongs, and do that. Those look okay. Need to get our height out there though. And we need to probably nudge those right here. Huh? Why are those moving? Oh, I didn't have it in, that's why. So we'll go to end and we'll go to nudge. There we go. Okay. Yeah, there we go. And hit enter. Now it's just taking those prongs, go to transform, parametric mirror, go over here, hit multi, and I don't like doing the parametrics because sometimes it gives me issues when I go to boolean everything together. So sometimes I just go ahead and swing it around, depending. Many times it works. But here you go. There's the item. All you have to do is the cutouts and join everything together, and you are good to go. Pretty cool ring, though, huh? So let's go to get our, and let's materials, get rid of the metal, get rid of the gems, get rid of the miscellaneous, and we will pick all our blue and put them on diamond, and we will take all our green and put that on white gold, and we will activate Matrix Classic, and we will go to ray trace and see what it looks like. There you go. Nice little ring. And let's just go ahead and do a render. Turn on our denoiser and give it a few seconds here and see what it looks like. Not a very good render on this one. So let's get out of that. But anyway, you know, sometimes I'd have to set it up a little bit differently. I don't think you want to sit through that. So I'll go ahead and render one out and let's take a look at it in the thumbnail. So hopefully the video helped you out. If it did, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, share, and good designing. Thanks very much for watching.